Notes on contributors. Marco Baroni is an energy expert, a consultant and a lecturer at the Institut d'études politiques de Paris, Sciences Po, France. Baroni has over 20 years of broadly varied work experience in the energy field, acquired in between a widely recognized international organization, the International Energy Agency, IEA, a very dynamic European electricity and gas utility, university and, more recently, energy consulting. He co-authored 11 editions of the World Energy Outlook, IEA's flagship publication, where he was in charge of managing the power and renewables team and responsible for the related analysis, modeling and write-up. He has also been co-responsible for scenario designing, climate, gas, subsidies and energy efficiency analysis. In the private sector, he worked as a senior market analyst in Essent Trading, a power and gas Dutch utility, responsible for coal and power markets in the mid and long-term analysis. He holds a master's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Padova, Italy. Dhruv Bhatnagar is a research engineer at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, USA. He holds a bachelor's degree from the University of California and a master's degree from Carnegie Mellon University. His current areas of work involve techno-economic and regulatory analyses of energy technologies, including marine energy, offshore wind, electric vehicle, geothermal, hydropower and energy storage resources. Ike Bloom-Wary studied in the UK, Paris and Vienna. During his PhD in energy economics, he worked for Switzerland's largest electricity generation company Axpo Holding AG. He recently joined the Federation of German Industries in Berlin as a senior manager for climate and energy policy. Andrea Bonzani is an energy policy and regulation expert focusing on European electricity, gas and emissions markets. He has been employed by EDF Trading in London since 2013, where he has worked in the transmission, regulation, origination and compliance departments. Prior to joining EDF, he held roles at Statoil, now Equinor, in Brussels and at the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe, UNECE, in Geneva. He is a visiting professor at Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs in Paris and the College of Europe in Natoline. In 2016, he was included in the 30 Under 30 Europe list by Forbes. He has degrees from the University of Pavia, Italy, and the Graduate Institute of International and Development Studies, Switzerland. Liz Bosley is a trading consultant with 40 years first-hand international trading experience. In April 1999, she founded a trading consultancy practice, the Consilience Energy Advisory Group Limited. Consilience specializes in the physical oil and derivatives markets and associated activities, including oil transportation and refining. She provides consultancy advice to oil and gas companies, industrial firms, utilities, government entities, regulators and service providers on issues related to the operation of markets and contracts and on the pricing and risk management of crude oil, refined products and tankers. She appears regularly as an expert witness in courts and arbitrations within her areas of expertise. She is the author of several books and more than 100 articles in the energy press and academic journals. Nadine Brett-Russo is an associate professor at various universities. Previously, she was director of the Center for Economics and Management of IFP School, a graduate school for the energy and transport industries, where she managed 5 international master's programs in energy, some of which in partnership with American, Russian and European universities. Before joining IFP School, she had a variety of positions within the French Ministry of Industry, in the oil and gas division. She holds an engineering degree from IFP School, a master's degree in theoretical geophysics from the Institut de Physique du Globe de Paris and an MBA from the Sorbonne Graduate Business School. She lectures on economics and management in oil and gas exploration and production, strategy of the players, profitability studies. She is the coordinator and co-author of the book Oil and Gas Exploration and Production, Reserves, Costs, Contracts. Mostyn Brown is a senior consultant at AFRY Management Consulting where he focuses on least cost pathways to net zero emissions. He leads AFRY's modeling of the world's largest carbon markets including the EU ETS and the voluntary offset market. He also specializes in the price, policy and regulatory risk governing the EU's renewable electricity markets and the role of digital technologies in transforming energy markets to reduce emissions. Prior to joining AFRY, Brown led a bionanotechnology research project investigating the properties of the world's smallest electric motor. He holds a DP Hill in biophysics from the University of Oxford. Federico Cicchetti is a professional in the field of energy and environmental policies. He co-authored the chapter on the trading of carbon as junior researcher at the European Roundtable on Climate Change and Sustainable Transition, ERCST. Before joining ERCST, he completed traineeships at the European Parliament and the Dutch think tank Clingendael International Energy Programme, CIEP. He now works at Eni's Public Affairs Department in Rome, Italy. Cicchetti holds a bachelor's degree in political science from the University of Siena and master's degree in international affairs from the Graduate Institute of International and Development Studies, IHIED, in Geneva, Switzerland. Simonas Czernauskas studied physics at the University of Leipzig and energy science and technology at the Technische Universität, TU, Darmstadt, Germany. Since 2017 he is working in the Techno-Economic Systems Analysis, IEK3, at the Research Center Jülich. Czernauskas is working on his PhD thesis, Introduction Strategies for a Hydrogen Infrastructure in Germany. His work focuses on hydrogen demand scenarios, hydrogen demand localization, infrastructure development and technology assessment. Bertrand Chateau received his PhD in energy economics at Grenoble in 1977 and has graduated from the engineering school École Centrale de Lyon in 1971. He founded the energy intelligence bureau Enerdata in 1991 and remained its CEO until 2013, when he retired. Beforehand, he was the director of the economic department of the French Agency for Energy Management, AFME, from 1988 to 1991, a professor at the Asian Institute of Technology and consultant for the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, from 1986 to 1988 and a researcher at the Institute for Energy Economics and Policy from 1973 to 1986, which he ruled for 2 years. Co-author, with B. Lapillone, of the long-term energy demand forecasting methodology and models known as MEDE, Chateau has been involved in many studies and missions related to energy planning and demand forecasting for international institutions, energy companies and governments. He has been much involved in the development and application of decision-supporting tools referring to energy efficiency and climate change policies for the French government and the European Commission mainly. He has also been deeply involved in various research programs on sustainability for the OECD, the European Commission and the French authorities. Edward C. Chow is an international energy expert with more than 40 years of industry experience. He has developed government policy and business strategy while advising governments, international financial institutions, major oil companies and leading multinational corporations. He worked for 20 years at Chevron Corporation in headquarter and overseas assignments. He taught at Georgetown and George Washington Universities and served as visiting professor at Ohio University and Fudan University in Shanghai. He is a senior associate in the Center for Strategic and International Studies and affiliate faculty in George Mason University. Philippe Copinci is a specialist in political and socio-economic issues in the energy sector in Africa, where he has been working on energy-related issues for nearly 20 years, both as an academic and as a consultant. He is a member of the Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs, PSIA, faculty, where he teaches several courses on political economy of sub-Saharan African and geopolitics of energy in Africa. His main topics of interest include the challenge of access to energy in Africa, governance and development strategies in African energy-producing countries and the economic and social impact of energy projects in Africa. He is the author of numerous scientific publications and articles for the layman on energy issues in Africa. Anselm Eick is a PhD candidate and research associate at Hertie School, Berlin, Germany. His research revolves around the regulation of electricity systems with high shares of renewable energy sources. Prior to his PhD, Eick worked at Leibniz University Hanover, the German Corporation for International Cooperation, GIZ, in Mexico and the Bundesverband der Energie und Wasserwirtschaft, BDEW, in Brussels. Eick holds a master's degree in international energy from Sciences Po Paris and a bachelor's degree in energy engineering from Technical University Berlin. Lema Eick is a research associate and PhD candidate at Institute for Advanced Sustainability Studies, IASS, Potsdam, Germany. Her work focuses on the international political economy of the global energy transition, and she specialized in energy transition finance and the Global South. Prior to joining IASS, Eick worked for the German Corporation for International Cooperation, GIZ, where she supported governments in the implementation of the Paris Agreement. Beforehand, Ike worked at several research institutes, federal ministries, NGOs and consultancies. She studied international relations and socio-ecological economics and policy at Vienna University of Business and Economics, Technische Universität, TU, Dresden, in Buenos Aires and Lisbon. Martin Everts is head of strategy and transformation at Axpo. Before joining the energy sector, Everts was researching and teaching in monetary macroeconomics at the University of Bern, Switzerland, where he also completed his doctoral thesis in economics. During his master's studies in business administration from the University of St. Gallen, Everts was working in private equity, venture capital and private banking in Switzerland, Germany and the United States. Moreover, he co-founded several startups. Giacomo Falcetta is a research fellow at the Fondazione Eni Enrico Mattei, FEM, and a doctoral researcher at the Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore, Italy. He holds a Master of Science from the London School of Economics. He has been a guest research scholar at the International Institute for Applied Systems Analysis, IIASA, and at the PBL Netherlands Environmental Assessment Agency. Falcetta carries out applied research in energy, economic and environmental systems analysis, with a strong regional focus on sub-Saharan Africa. He has extensive expertise in analyzing the dynamics of electricity access and evaluating the climate-water-energy-food nexus. He has written numerous papers in high-impact peer-reviewed journals in the energy and environment fields, and he contributed to internationally edited handbooks. Arash Farnoush holds graduate engineer's degrees, French Grandes Écoles, from both INSA, Institut National des Sciences Appliquées, and ENSPM, École Nationale Supérieure du Pétrole et des Moteurs IFP School, in addition to a research MSc in Energy and Transfer Engineering from the University of Toulouse, France. He received his PhD in economics from the University of Montpellier. In parallel to his research activities within his chair of Electricity Economics and Digital Transition, he supervises 2 master's programs and teaches courses on energy, oil, gas and electricity, economics and management at IFP School, Sciences Po, and École des Ponts Paris Tech. Prior to joining IFP New Energies, a public research organization, as an economist and faculty member at IFP School, he worked in various entities such as Airbus France, Total E&P and BNP Paribas Investment Banking Group as a techno-economic engineer and analyst. Valérie Faudin is the executive officer of the French Nuclear Energy Society, SFEN, is the vice president of the European Nuclear Society, ENS, and teaches at Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs, France. Previously, from 2009 to 2012, she was the marketing director at Areva after holding different executive positions at HP and Alcatel-Lucent in the USA and France. Faudin graduated from the École Polytechnique, the École Nationale des Ponts et Chaussées and the Institut d'études politiques de Paris. She also holds a Master of Sciences from Stanford University. Jean-Pierre Favenic is an energy specialist, including energy economics, geopolitics and strategic aspects. He has also worked more specifically on the downstream sector of the hydrocarbons industry and has written a number of papers on these subjects. He is the author of several books: Refining Economics and Management, 2001, Research and Production of Oil and Gas, Reserves, Costs, Contracts, 2011, The Energy Markets, in French, 2013, The Geopolitics of Energy, 2018, and World Atlas of Energies, in French, 2015. Favenic is a recognized expert for energy in Africa. He is the president of the Association for the Development of Energy in Africa. He wrote Energy in Africa in 2015. He is the director of the Energy Summit in Africa, held each year in Africa. Carlos Fernandez Alvarez joined the International Energy Agency, IEA, as a senior energy analyst in 2010. As such, he has contributed to many IEA publications, including the IEA's flagship publication The World Energy Outlook, the World Energy Investment Report, the Global Energy Review and many others. He is responsible of the IEA Coal Report. Alvarez has almost 30 years of experience in the energy sector. He started his career as an energy consultant for power plants, where he worked in a variety of projects: system modeling and safety assessments for nuclear power plants, control room design, radiological protection, licensing activities, research and development projects and bid assessments. In 2001, after 10 years in the private sector, he joined the Spanish government where he was for 10 years. As energy advisor, he participated in the discussion of the second gas and electricity directives. In 2003, he was appointed Deputy Director for Mining in the Directorate of Energy Policy and Mining. From 2007 until he joined the IEA, he was Director of the Spanish Coal Agency, the body responsible for the coal sector and the alternative development of the coal mining areas in Spain. Fabio Genoese is a German-Italian national, has been working in the energy sector for more than 12 years. He started his career in 2008 as a consultant to energy utilities and the German government, playing a vital role in working out regulatory measures to avoid extreme negative electricity prices. From 2013 to 2016, he was in charge of electricity policy analysis at CEPS, a Brussels-based think tank, authoring numerous publications on electricity market design as well as engaging corporate and institutional stakeholders through CEPS task forces. In 2016-2017, he contributed to ENGIE's innovation strategy as smart energy systems expert in the fields of green gas and electric, autonomous mobility. He is head of strategy at Terna in Rome and has been a visiting professor at Sciences Po in Paris from 2014 to 2019. Genoese holds a doctoral degree in energy economics as well as a master's degree in physics. Manfred Hafner is professor of international energy studies, geopolitics and economics of energy, teaches as an adjunct professor at the Johns Hopkins University School of Advanced International Studies, SAIS Europe, and at Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs, PSIA, and is involved in many executive education programs worldwide. Hafner is Program Director of the Geopolitics and Energy Transition, previously Future Energy, Research Program at the Fondazione Eni Enrico Mattei, FEEM. He has over his more than 30-year professional career extensively consulted on international energy issues for governments, international organizations, European Commission, EC, World Bank, WB, International Energy Agency, IEA, International Renewable Energy Agency, IRENA, G7, G20, etc., and industry, and has coordinated several major interdisciplinary research projects for the European Commission. Hafner holds master's degrees in energy engineering from the Technische Universität München, Germany, in energy economics and business from the IFP School of IFPEN, France, and the Université Paris II, Panthéon-Assas, France, and in energy economics, management and policy from the University of Pennsylvania, USA. He also holds a PhD in energy studies from Mines Paris Tech, École des Mines de Paris. He has written several books on international energy issues. Jérôme Halbaut is a managing partner of 4D Global Energy Advisors, 4D, France, managing over US $450 million invested in small and medium-sized private companies in the oil and gas sector and founder of a new 4 digital investment platform. Prior to founding 4D in 2001, Halbaut was head of project finance at Lazard Frères & C and head of energy, utilities at Crédit Lyonnais. A graduate of École Normale Supérieure, Paris, Halbaut holds a PhD in geochemistry and a Doctor of Science from Paris University. Before working in the finance industry, he undertook 10 years of scientific research at the CNRS in Paris and during his postdoctoral work at the Enrico Fermi Institute at the University of Chicago. A lecturer at Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs until 2015, Halbaut served as a director of EVOLEN, the Association of French Oil Services Companies, and as a member of the Paris Energy Club, a think tank founded by the Institut Français du Pétrole et des Énergies Nouvelles. He has chaired and participated in numerous industry and investor panels, including for the International Energy Agency. He serves on the board of directors of several 4D portfolio companies. Adi Imzirovic has over 30 years of experience in oil trading. He held a number of senior positions, including global head of oil at Gazprom Marketing and Trading, director of Petraco and the head of their Singapore office and the regional manager of Texaco Oil Trading for Asia. Imzirovic also taught economics at University of Surrey, UK, for several years, energy economics as well as resource and environmental economics. He has written a number of papers and articles on the topics of oil and gas prices, benchmarks and energy security. He holds an honors degree, BSc, in economics and a Master of Science, MSc, degree in energy economics from University of Surrey, UK. He is also a Fulbright Scholar and he studied at the Graduate School of Arts and Sciences, Harvard University. Christina Cockle is a research associate at the Chair for Energy Resources and Innovation Economics, Rheinisch-Westfälische Technische Hochschule, RWTH, Aachen University, Germany. She graduated in Business Administration and Electrical Engineering from RWTH Aachen University. Her research focuses on the assessment of sustainability of energy systems from an environmental, social and economic perspective. For her research, she received the Best Paper Award at the International Conference on Energy, Ecology and the Environment, ICEE, in 2019. Elise Lamar is Senior Market Designer at the European Power Exchange EPEX Spot, France. Passionate about the energy transition and current challenges of the power sector, Lamar holds a degree in mechanical engineering from Mainz Paris Tech, where he also studied energy economics and power markets. As part of his curriculum, Lamar worked at ArcelorMittal as an energy analyst, more specifically on the sourcing optimization of the steelmakers' European power and gas consumption portfolios. Furthermore, he worked at Danske Commodities, active on short-term European power and gas markets, where as a quantitative analyst, he designed and implemented automated trading strategies. Giacomo Lucchini created and is responsible for the scientific content of the Master in International Energy at the Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs, France. He also teaches at the Graduate Institute of International and Development Studies, Geneva, Switzerland, and in the Master of Science in International Trading at the University of Geneva, Switzerland. In 2010 to 2013 he was a Global Scholar at Princeton University. His massive open online course, MOOC, Politics and Economics of International Energy is available on Coursera. https://www.coursera.org/learn/global-energy?. His work has focused on the political economy of MENA and global energy issues. His latest co-edited book, When Can Oil Economies Be Deemed Sustainable? Palgrave Macmillan, 2020. Available in open access at https://link.springer.com/book/10.1007/978-981-15-5728-6. Discusses the meaning and challenges of sustainability for the GCC economies. Reinhard Madlener is full professor of energy economics and management at the School of Business and Economics, Rheinisch-Westfälische Technische Hochschule, RWTH, Aachen University, Germany. Adjunct professor in the Department of Industrial Economics and Technology Management at Norwegian University of Science and Technology, NTNU, Norway. And co-director of the E.ON Energy Research Center, and as such founding and current director of the Institute for Future Energy Consumer Needs and Behavior, FCN. His main research interests, on which he has written extensively over the last 25 years, are in the fields of energy economics and policy, sustainable energy systems, energy efficiency and rebound, adoption, temporal and spatial diffusion of innovation, and investment in innovative energy technologies and portfolios under uncertainty. The main teaching activities of Madlener comprise energy economics, environmental and resource economics, economics of technological diffusion, behavioral energy and environmental economics, economics of technical change, smart grid economics and management and public choice. He acts as Vice President of the Swiss Association for Energy Economics, SAE, acts as a senior editor of the Energy Policy Journal and serves on the editorial boards of numerous international scientific journals, including Advances in Applied Energy, Energy Efficiency, Energy Systems, Energy, Sustainability and Society, International Journal of Energy Sector Management and the Journal of Energy Storage. Andrei Marcu is the founder and executive director of the European Roundtable on Climate Change and Sustainable Transition, ERCST. He has vast experience in managing policy-focused organizations. His focus has been on sustainable development, climate change and energy. He has acted as a negotiator for developing countries, coordinator for the G77 and China and representative of the international business community. He pioneered cooperation between the UN system and multinational corporations when serving as manager of private sector cooperation in the United Nations Development Programme. During his career, Marcu has performed at the highest managerial level, both in business organizations and in non-profit organizations. This includes Senior Vice President and Head of Regulatory and Policy Affairs at Mercuria Energy Group, CEO of Blue Next, a Paris-based exchange. Managing Director for Climate and Energy at the World Business Council for Sustainable Development, WBCSD, in charge of energy and climate and as vice chair of the Energy and Environment Commission of the International Chamber of Commerce in Paris. Senior associate to the International Center for Trade and Sustainable Development, ICTSD. Senior advisor on climate change and emissions trading at Bennett Jones LLP in Canada. And founder, president and CEO of the International Emissions Trading Association, IETA, a business association with offices in Geneva, Brussels, Washington and Toronto. Marco founded the organization and made it into one of the leading global business NGOs and the voice of business in its field. Marco initiated his career in Ontario Hydro, where among other responsibilities, he served as Chief of Staff for the Chairman and CEO. Michal Meaden is Director of the China Energy Program at the Oxford Institute for Energy Studies, OIES. Before joining OIES in July 2019, she headed cross-commodity China research at Energy Aspects. Prior to that, she headed China Matters, an independent research consultancy providing analysis on the politics of energy in China. Meaden also held senior analytical roles at Eurasia Group in New York and London and at Asia Center Sciences Po, Paris. She taught undergraduate courses on China's political economy at the Hebrew University in Jerusalem and has authored numerous academic articles. Meaden also regularly provides comments for a wide variety of media outlets and is featured as a speaker at industry conferences. She holds a PhD in political science and East Asian studies from Sciences Po, Paris. She is fluent in Mandarin and French. Tatiana Matrova is Director, Energy Center, Moscow School of Management Skolkovo, Russia. She has more than 20 years of experience in the analyses of the global and Russian energy markets. She is a Senior Research Fellow at the Oxford Institute for Energy Studies, OIES, Scientific Advisor at the Energy Research Institute of the Russian Academy of Sciences, ERIRAS. Visiting Fellow at the Center on Global Energy Policy, Columbia University, and Distinguished Research Fellow at Institute of Energy Economics, Japan, IEEJ. She is also Non-Executive Director at Schlumberger NV and Novatek and a visiting professor at the Institut d'études politiques de Paris, Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs. Tom Morenout teaches at Columbia University's School of International and Public Affairs and is a scholar at SIPA's Center on Global Energy Policy. He is involved as a practitioner on energy sector and structural reforms through his work as a consultant for the World Bank, International Institute for Sustainable Development and Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, among others. Gurgely Molnar is a gas analyst at the International Energy Agency, within the Gas, Coal and Power Markets Division under the Directorate of Energy Markets and Security. Before joining the agency, he held several positions in consulting and private research companies with a focus on European gas markets and gas infrastructure. He holds a master's degree in international energy from the Paris Institute of Political Sciences and graduated in international affairs from the Corvinus University of Budapest. Eleanor J. Morrison is an energy and finance professional with over 25 years' experience working internationally in public and private sectors. She is a lecturer in the Master of International Energy program at Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs in Paris, France. Isabella Nardini is an international transfer manager at the Fraunhofer IEG, Institution for Energy Infrastructures and Geothermal Systems, Germany. She graduated in geology in 1999. BSc and MSc in Earth Science, and received her PhD in Geochemistry and Petrology from University of Pisa in 2004. She is an expert in international relations and an active leader of projects and programs to support development and internationalization in the renewable energy sector. She is also a senior researcher in geochemistry and petrology. She has authored and co-authored many international scientific publications. She is a lecturer of a hydro and geochemistry course for the MSc program Geothermal Energy Systems at the Bochum University of Applied Science. Michelle Nosen is Senior Research Fellow at Fondazione Enrico Mattei, FEM, Italy, and lecturer in Sustainable Mobility at Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs, France. His current research activities focus on the effect of decarbonization and digitalization trends on energy consumption, with a focus on the transport sector. He has previously worked several years as a research fellow in the Department of Energy at the Politecnico di Torino, Italy, where he developed strong skills in energy systems analysis and simulation, focusing on combined heat and power, renewable energy sources and district heating. Rebecca O'Neill leads the renewables team within the Electrical Infrastructure Division at Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, USA. Her research interests focus on water power, market design, grid integration and energy storage. O'Neill has worked for over 20 years in the electric industry, administering utility energy efficiency programs, rebalancing hydroelectric operations for environmental outcomes and overseeing clean energy programs, including the statewide renewable energy mandate for the state of Oregon's Energy Office. Aaron Praktikenho is heads of the Chair for Energy Resource and Innovation Economics at Rheinisch-Westfälische Technische Hochschule, RWTH, Aachen University, Germany. He is president of the German Association for Energy Sciences and Energy Policy, GEE, representative of the European affiliates in the Council of the International Association for Energy Economics, IAEE, and spokesperson in the Research Network on Energy System Analysis of the German Ministry for Economic Affairs and Energy, BMW. Together with Peter Weifel and Georg Erdmann, he co-authored the textbook Energy Economics, Theory and Application. Danielle Preziuso is an associate energy research scientist at the Pacific Northwest National Laboratory, USA. She holds a bachelor's degree in mathematics from Bryn Mawr College and a master's degree from the Iceland School of Energy at Reykjavik University. Preziuso's current research focuses on the adoption and integration of distributed energy resources and renewable energy technologies. Pier Paolo Raimondi is a researcher at the Fondazione Eni Enrico Mattei, FEEM, and the Istituto Affari Internazionali, IAI. His main research activity is related to energy geopolitics and geoeconomics in different geographical areas, mainly Europe, Africa, MENA region and former Soviet Union area. He holds a master's degree in international relations and a bachelor's degree in political science from Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore, Italy. Marie-Noëlle Raboud-Seydoux has over 15 years' experience in oil and gas and finance with a strong focus on emerging countries and has been advising small and medium-sized energy companies as well as research groups since 2011. Prior to establishing her own advisory boutique in London, Raboud-Seydoux worked for Geoservices, a global oil services company, and 4D Global Energy Advisors. A lecturer at Sciences Po, Paris School of International Affairs until 2015, Raboud-Seydoux graduated with honors from Sciences Po Paris, Economics and Finance, and holds postgraduate degrees in business law and philosophy of law. Raboud-Seydoux has advised the management teams of children charities and NGOs to help them expand their fundraising strategy. Jorge Andres Rincon Romero is the manager for country risk and government relations for Newmont Corporation, the world's leading gold producer. He leads the company's country risk program and advises Newmont on key government relations issues across the globe including political risk, social dynamics, economic trends and regulatory affairs. He holds undergraduate and advanced degrees from Georgetown University's School of Foreign Service. Martin Robinius is Deputy Director and Head of the Department Scenarios and Transformation Pathways of the Institute of Energy and Climate Research, IEK3. His research interests are the techno-economics of renewable energy and hydrogen-based systems, the need for detailed spatial and temporal models to account storage as well as infrastructure comparisons. Prior to taking up his current position, he wrote his PhD thesis at the same institute, and for which he won several awards. During that time, he was also a visiting researcher at the National Renewable Energy Laboratory, USA. He holds a Dr. Ing. from Rheinisch-Westfälische Technische Hochschule, RWTH, Aachen, a Master of Science from University of Kassel and a Bachelor of Engineering from the University of Applied Sciences and Arts in Hanover. Robinius has authored around 60 publications in journals such as Applied Energy, Energies, International Journal of Hydrogen Energy and Renewable Energy and has been cited more than 2,300 times. Radia Sedawi is the Chief of the Energy Section in the Climate Change and Natural Resource Sustainability Cluster of the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Western Asia, ESCWA. She has an extensive experience in energy policy advice, renewable energy and energy efficiency, energy modeling, water energy food nexus, economic diversification and climate change policies and technologies, petroleum economics, oil and gas fiscal regimes and energy market developments. Sedawi previously served as head statistics in the gas modeling department at the Intergovernmental Organization of the Gas Exporting Countries Forum and previously held several senior positions in Algeria with Sonatrach as Director of Strategy and Corporate, Head Portfolio Management and member of the Board of Directors of Sonatrach affiliates in upstream, midstream and trading. She holds a bachelor's degree in industrial engineering and master's degrees in petroleum economics and business administration. Sedawi is the president of the Arab Energy Club and a member of the Algerian Association for Renewable Energies. Detlef Stolten is the director of the Techno-Economic Systems Analysis, IEK3, at the Research Center Jülich, Germany, and has been holding the chair for fuel cells at the Rheinisch-Westfälische Technische Hochschule, RWTH, Aachen University since 2000. His research is focused on electrochemistry and process engineering for different types of fuel cells and electrolyzers. Energy systems analysis and energy strategy form a new research topic taken up in 2010. It focuses on interconnecting the energy sectors and the role of storage encompassing gas and electric grid modeling, renewable power input, transportation energy requirements and storage via hydrogen, methane, liquid organic hydrogen carrier, LOHC, and other options including renewable hydrogen production via electrolysis. For 12 years he worked in the industry with Bosch and Daimler-Benz, Dornier. He is chairman of the executive committee of the Technology Collaboration Program Advanced Fuel Cells of the International Energy Agency, IEA, vice president of the International Association of Hydrogen Energy, IAHE, member of the advisory board of the Society of Process and Chemical Engineering of the Association of German Engineers, VDIGVC, member of the supervisory board of the Wuppertal Institute for Climate, Environment and Energy and member of the Scientific Advisory Board of the Max Planck Institute for Dynamics of Complex Technical Systems. He wrote over 340 scientific articles and edited 6 books on the topics of hydrogen, fuel cells, carbon capture and the transition to renewable energy systems. Simone Tagliapietra is a senior fellow at Bruegel. He is also adjunct professor of energy, climate and environmental policy at the Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore and at the Johns Hopkins University, School of Advanced International Studies, SAIS, Europe. His research focuses on the European Union climate and energy policy and on the political economy of global decarbonization. With a record of numerous policy and scientific publications, he is the author of Global Energy Fundamentals, 2020, L'Energia del Mondo, Il Mulino, 2020, and Energy Relations in the Euro-Mediterranean, Palgrave Macmillan, 2017. Tagliapietra holds a Ph.D. in Institutions and Policies from Università Cattolica del Sacro Cuore. Philippe Vassilopoulos is Director of Product Design at IPEX Spot, France, where he also served as Economist and Market Surveillance Officer. Before joining IPEX Spot, Vassilopoulos was an Associate Director with IHS Cambridge Energy Research Associates, CERA. He specializes in the European wholesale power and gas markets. His expertise includes market design, price formation and price modeling, asset valuation and due diligence, regulations and market surveillance. Vassilopoulos also carried out applied research on price signals and investment incentives in the European electricity markets for the French Commission de Régulation de l'Énergie. He holds a master's degree and a Ph.D. from the University of Paris Dauphine. Stephen Woodhouse is director at AFRY Management Consulting. Woodhouse has over 20 years' experience in design and evaluation of energy markets. He is an expert in market reform, from high-level policy design to adaptation by market participants. He contributes to the global debate on market design for renewable grid integration and is an inspirational conference speaker. Prior to joining AFRY, Woodhouse was an economic modeler for Ofgem. He holds an M.A., Cantab, and a B.A., Hons, in economics from the University of Cambridge.